Well, the upcoming July 4th holiday weekend is oftentimes accompanied by a rise in drunk driving related fatalities and serious injuries. Joining us this morning to talk about TxDOT's new Faces of Drunk Driving campaign is Deidre George, Houston Public Information Officer for TxDOT. Ms. George, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. Thanks for spending some time with us this morning. Can you start off by telling us a little bit about this new campaign and why it's so important?
Certainly. So Faces of Drunk Driving is a campaign where we put faces to the more than 1,000 fatalities just in the Houston district alone that we've had just from drinking and driving.
There's really, at this point, Ms. George, no excuse for people to drink and drive. I mean, I feel like we've tried everything over the years, getting the word out, public information campaigns, tow truck drivers trying to drive people home. We've got Uber and Lyft, but yet it's still such an issue. And why do you think that is?
You know, I think that people get out and they want to have a good time. And when they get in the moment and they realize that they might have had a little bit too much to drink, they're not able to make the right choice because they're under the influence. And so that's why we stress making the choice before you go out to designate a driver or use a rideshare app or call your parents or just stay where you are. Make those choices before you decide to go out.
Yeah, so I guess the idea is you make the plan sober and then there's less room for error,
yes,
right, down the road.
Exactly.
What about some of the punishments for drunk driving? It's not just a slap on the wrist, or maybe at least it shouldn't be, but what do you think?
So there is a financial impact. You could have fees ranging from a couple of thousand to $17,000. You could lose your driver's license. You're going to have to deal with a lot of legal issues. And $17,000 is not chump change, right? But if you're paying $17,000, that actually means you're still alive to live another day.
Yeah, and we know so oftentimes these drunk driving accidents sadly do end in fatalities.
Yes. Some of the data last year in Texas alone, there was over 25,000 alcohol-related crashes. And coming up this weekend, we are dealing with July 4th. I actually wrote this down. Last year in Houston, 71 DUI alcohol-related traffic crashes, 7 fatalities, and 10 serious injuries. That's just over the course of a weekend. And we've had a 7% increase since last year. So it's going up. That's certainly not the way we want the numbers to trend.
Yeah, that is definitely in the wrong direction. What about for other drivers, the sober drivers that are following the rules? What if you think you see somebody, maybe they're swerving or not quite in their lane? What should we do if we're driving?
I love that question. Immediately and get out of the way. And when you can safely do so, call 911 because they are a weapon. That person behind the wheel driving under the influence is a weapon. And we want to make sure that we can get them off the road as safely as possible. So call your local law enforcement as soon as you can safely do so.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. And I guess obviously defensive driving always comes in handy. You know, some of us on this morning crew, we travel all hours of the night. And, you know, we've encountered people that maybe aren't too straight in their lane. So I appreciate the answer to that question. Any last words for folks that are heading out for this 4th of July? I mean, we know millions of Texans will be hitting the roads at various points over the weekend.
That it's preventable. Notice I said crashes and not accidents. A crash is something that you can avoid. It is preventable. Make sure you're making a plan. Have fun. We want you to have a great time. Enjoy the holiday, but make sure you're thinking about yourself, your family members and loved ones and others, and plan a sober ride home.
Deidre George, thank you so much.